entered and sat down quietly and did as they wanted us to do. Because they respect their church. This is what the church says, and that's what they will do. And the convention in my church that are standing firm. But we need to, and I pray God will help us to be a good denomination. A denomination ready to work, ready to serve. In Sokoto is P.O. Box 1. First Baptist Church Zaria is P.O. Box 2. First Baptist Church Kefi is P.O. Box 2. Our Baptist churches everywhere knitted and rooted and serving God. First Baptist Church Kano is next to the stadium. They share fence with the stadium. Mighty Land. When you drive into Katsina, the first major building you will see as you go is First Baptist Church. Baba Mogaji of Ibadan. Eku Ishe Mogaji Shipo. Nigerian Baptist Convention. We were at the installation and the coronation of the new Olubadan. We were present. I was there myself. Because of all the big churches, and when I mean big, I mean the old main in Ibadan. Catholic is not Ibadan. Methodist is not Ibadan. Anglican is not Ibadan. Foursquare is not Ibadan. Deeper Life is not Ibadan. Redeem is not Ibadan. Winners is not Ibadan. Equa is not Ibadan. That is in Ibadan. And the Nigerian Baptist Convention made Nigeria to award the first degree in 1948 in Oyo State. So you can see in Oyo State, the Nigerian Baptist Convention is a body to be reckoned with. Glory be to God. So you that God has put as first, why do you want to make yourselves last? Let us rise up, build our convention, make it a great place that God will be glorified. So Mogaji, we have given to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Atilo ti Olubadan. Some bank pinle Ibadan eran Baptist. Asiwa nbe asitun nilo lesi o. Aba nilo lesi. Babaladeji ẹ ṣeun o. I have known you since I joined the ministry. May God bless you, sir. Gbogbo iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún convention. Àtẹ̀yí tẹ́ ẹ ṣe as conference president. Àtẹ̀yí tẹ́ ẹ lọ ṣe ní College of Theology wa ní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n lọ Ọ̀yọ́, wọ́n lọ Ẹ̀kú. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n lọ. He's a very strong theologian. N tó wá pa ẹ̀mí wọn pọ̀ ni pé ọmọ ṣé mo lè pe bàbá lọ́mọ ni. Ọmọ bàbá Àkàndé ni wọ́n. Bàbá Àkàndé general secretary tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ rí bínú wọn ẹ lọ sọ̀rọ̀ àìdáńpa bàbá Àkàndé. Ìgbà yẹn gan lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ rí bínú bàbá Ọládèjì. Torí pé àwọn wá fẹ́ràn bàbá Àkàndé yẹn èmi tún wá fẹ́ràn wọn. So Baba is my father in the Lord o, and mama family mama la fẹ́ lè pe family tiwa ní. Mo ti parí denominational promotion. Hello. Torí ntí convention ni mà ṣe ń lè mí ṣe yẹn. Now ṣe rí pé mo ti ṣí Bíbélì mi. Mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàásù ní sunshine ẹ wá goyin tó. Ìgbà tẹ́ ni mo pẹ́ lórí ìwàásù. Hallelujah o. Irú ọjọ́ òní bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò ṣe gbé wàásù yẹn gan gbà mí. Èyàn gbọ́dọ̀ tún béèrè ìtọ́sọ́nà tuntun ni. Number 1, we are doing church dedication. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni. Number 2, we are doing pastors appreciation. Number 3, we are ordaining new deacons. Gbogbo wọn sì ní wọ́n lè dá dúró tó ṣe rí ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ ní kọ̀ọ̀kan. Oore-Ofe Baptist ọgbọ́n yín ti pọ̀ jù. N tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ pín sí mẹ́ta ó yẹ ká wá dedication church ọ̀tọ̀ àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Then tá a bá ṣe ordination dedication church ó yẹ ẹ tún wá pè wá fún appreciation service pastor ọ̀tọ̀. Tá a bá wá parí yẹn ẹ wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tún pè wá pé ẹ fẹ́ ṣe ordination deacon ọ̀tọ̀. Dedication church á jẹ rice. The appreciation pastor á jẹ rice. Ordination deacons á jẹ rice. Nítorí yẹ ká ẹ ṣe mẹ́ta ẹ wá kó gbogbo ẹ jọ ẹ kó gbogbo ẹ pọ̀ sójú kan náà ẹ ń fi òkò kan pẹ́yẹ mẹ́ta. Hallelujah o. Ṣé rí gbogbo ẹ ló ní ìdúpẹ́ nínú? Ìdúpẹ́ ni à ń dedicate church. Ògo ni fún orúkọ Ọlọ́run. Ìdúpẹ́ ni pé à ń ṣe kí ni à ń ṣe ìmọ̀yì fún ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Bíbélì ló ní à ṣe àkànráyè láti sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ lónìí ni. Ọjọ́ mi àmọ̀ sọ nílò ká sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀. Àwọn deacons gan tá a fẹ́ yẹn ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run wà tó dá wà fún àwọn deacons. Mo gbádùn àwọn deacons láyé mi nínú iṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ mi. The first time I ordained 7. Another time I ordained 10. The next time I ordained 12. Another time I ordained 14. Another time ordination upon ordination. Orúkọ mi kejì is ordination. Just to be doing ordination of deacons. Àwọn kan bẹ wọ́n ní wọ́n ìfẹ́ ordain deacons. Kí ló dé? Wọ́n ní torí pé àwọn deacons wọ́n máa tà wọ́n lẹ́nu. Making you to close your eyes from people that God will use to help your life. Oh my goodness. I have seen deacons that stood by me, deacons that went on errand for me, deacons that promoted my ministry, deacons that helped me. More than 7 years ago, they were doing appreciation service for me. Deacons gave me a gift of 1 million naira. That's about 7-8 years ago. Deacons, just deacons alone, they gathered it among them. They say, Pastor, this is from us, from deacons. Hi. Èmi ò láti ìgbà mo ti wà ní Baptist o, èmi ò gbọ́ pé deacons wọ́n fún pastor kankan ní nǹkan bẹ̀rẹ̀. Hello everybody. Kìí ṣe pé kìí ṣe ẹ̀bùn jọ mò ń wí o, ẹ̀bùn láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn deacons to me. Say, Pastor, manage this. It's just 1 million naira from us, the deacons. Mo mọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí Ọlọ́run ṣe fún wọn ni àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni. Kì í ṣe pé àwọn míì náà ò lè ṣe irú ẹ̀. Èmi kàn ń sọ ni ibi tí a bá sì ti lè ṣe ó yẹ ká ṣe. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwọn deacons míì wọ́n mọ̀ kò sínú ni o. Èyí tí chọ́ọ̀chì fún pásítọ̀ yẹn gan ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ dínkù. Ṣé bó bá wà ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yìí ni? Ẹni tí ò mọ̀ kan ń ṣe báyẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ wípé Bíbélì ní give and it shall be given to you. Full measure, pressed down, shaking together and running over, God will place on your laps. For the measure with which you measure, it shall be measured back to you. Ìyẹn mo ṣe ní àwọn ẹ̀ka sọ̀rọ̀ collapse the 3 occasions into the story of Lazarus and the rich man. And I called the topic of my message, the church as the gateway to heaven. The church as the gateway to heaven. Ẹ wá tún fi kún lábẹ́ the pastor and the deacons as gatekeepers. The church as the gateway to heaven. The pastor deacons as gatekeepers. Segment of my message is kind of feature of the Bible. Bíbélì máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní méjì. Àwọn oní mathematics ń pè ní binary. Tí nǹkan bá jẹ́ méjì. You will notice that the Bible is very binary. Right from creation, we had Cain and Abel. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni? Later on, we had Ishmael and Isaac. And later on, we had Esau and Jacob. And when Jesus began his teachings, he taught about the broad way and the narrow way. He taught about the wheat and the tares. He talked about the man building on the rock and the man building on the sand. He talked about the sheep and the goats. He talked about the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. He talked about heaven and hell. He talked about the rich man and Lazarus. So you can see that the Bible is very characteristic of mentioning this and this, this and this, this and this. Very binary. And today we are looking at one of those binary passages. There was a rich man and there was a poor man. You know, when I was a small boy, the way I understood the teaching about Lazarus and the rich man is that all rich people on earth will go to hell. All poor people will go to heaven. So in my small village where I grew up, there was only one man that had a car, and it was a Volkswagen. Sometimes people will help him push the Volkswagen. And with my little understanding from Sunday school, I used to pity him because I said he was rich. So when this man dies now, he will go to hell. Because I thought all rich people will go to hell. And all poor people will go to heaven. So my little boy's theology is that the gate of heaven will open through poverty. That was my understanding. As I grew up, I came to know that, wow, that is not so. In heaven, there was Abraham. Is that not so? He was the father, the chairman of the heavenly community. When Lazarus died, he was at the bosom of Abraham. Assuming rich people were not entering heaven, then Abraham will not be there at all. Hello, are we together? Very beautiful passage. Jesus was a master communicator. Jesus knew how to talk. Jesus knew how to preach. His methodology was narrative. Jesus will tell you a story. A man had 2 sons. You know the prodigal son. A man had 2 sons. And this happened and this happened. A man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. And he fell among robbers. Jesus will always just give something narrative. So in this passage, Jesus was very narrative. And in his narration, he had a lot of polarities, what we call extremities. Extreme to this side, extreme to this side. Just to give you the understanding. Okay, look at the extremity. There was a rich man. This man was so rich. And Jesus talked about the kind of clothes he wore. You know? Then didn't. Look at, just to explain the level of his wealth. So Jesus knew how to talk. And then he said, and there was a man, Lazarus. He was a beggar. and his body was covered with sores. That is to explain how beggarly he was as a beggar. So he had nothing. The only thing he had was his body with sores. And Jesus, now to help us see the extremity of his suffering, Jesus said that even dogs will now come and be licking the wound again of a man that had ṣé ẹni tó bá ní ojú tó ní egbò lára ṣé ó tún yẹ káwọn ẹja tún wá máa fá ojú egbò yẹn lá. ṣe rí pé Jésù gan ó mọ̀rọ̀ sọ láti jẹ́ ká rí bí ìjìyà Lásárù ṣe tó láyé yìí àti ká lè rí bí ọrọ̀ ọlọ́rọ̀ bó ṣe tó láyé yìí ṣùgbọ́n ẹnìkan kan ò fún. Ìgbà tí àwọn méjèèjì kú tí wọ́n lọ sọ́hùn, wọ́n ní ọlọ́rọ̀ wá ní kíni kí Lásárù kí ó ti ìka rẹ̀ bọnú omi kó kàn sí òun lé ahọ́n. Kí ni Lásárù náà ń béèrè yẹn? Kí lọ́lọ́rọ̀ ń béèrè? Òun náà ń béèrè ẹ̀rún omi. Just drop. It takes Jesus to be able to tell a story like this, to give us clear understanding. Jesus makes us to see between or within. Jesus makes us to know they lived on earth and then they left this world to the other world. So two places, two people that lived in two places, and they lived under two different conditions. On earth, ẹnìkan lọ́rọ̀, ẹnìkan jẹ́ tálákà. Èkejì, nígbà tí wọ́n dọ̀hún, ẹni tó jẹ́ tálákà yẹn ló di ọlọ́rọ̀, ẹni tó jẹ́ ọlọ́rọ̀ òun di tálákà. Then when they got to heaven, there was a switch. The one who lived in comfort began to live in torment, regret, sorrow, and then the mistakes of the rich man. Number one, he took care of his body, but not his soul. Oúnjẹ dáadáa, ṣùgbọ́n kò sóúnjẹ mi. Number two, he took care of the present, but not the future. Ó ní gbogbo nǹkan táyé yìí o, ó ní ilé o, ó ní géètì o, ibẹ̀ ni Lásárù ń jókòó sí o. Ó ní and nothing for him in the future. Number three, he took care of himself, but not others. Ó tọ́jú ara rẹ̀, ṣùgbọ́n kò tọ́jú àwọn míì. Àwọn ọlọ́rọ̀ gbàgbé pé ìgbà míì Ọlọ́run fún wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kì í ṣe nítorí tara wọn nìkan lè tọ́jú wọn. Ara ìdí tí wọ́n fi fún wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ọjọ́ kan mo jókòó pẹ̀lú President Goodluck Jonathan. Jonathan ó wá ń sọ fún mi pé ó ní nílùú àwọn Oore-Ofe ó ní tóun ṣe ni pé the whole street tó lọ sílé àwọn, the whole street, òun sọ pé kí wọ́n tún gbogbo roof gbogbo wọn ṣe, kí wọ́n ṣe ní the same kind of roof, kí wọ́n dẹ̀ paint all houses on that street the same kind of paint. Tẹ́ ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tàwọn náà ilé bàbá òun everything. So tẹ́ bá ń wọ street yẹn lọ ẹ̀ ní mọ